What's up, everybody? Z3KO Trinity here. Let's add some color to this darkness. Welcome, 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 welcome to the Goosebumps Live Stay Out of the Basement edition, the second Goosebumps. This lovely masterpiece right here is one of R.L. Stine's most notably books he has ever written in the whole Goosebumps saga. El Manuel, thanks for joining. I was trying to watch your video game video, but you interrupted me for a good cause. Yeah, look at the cover art of this book. I think the cover art of this book is absolutely fantastic, and I'm sorry for the bad quality, but my phone is on charge, so I have to get this angle for now. But, yeah, look at the art of this book. I always thought that the art for Stay Out of the Basement was one of the scariest in the whole Goosebumps art style. Just the simple fact that this just plant hand reaching around this door and the whole background is just dark. That I always thought kind of got creeped out when I was a kid by that. But yeah, Stay Out of the Basement. What do you guys think of this story? This one is one of my top favorite Goosebumps books or stories ever. Book or episode. The book was written in 1992, of course, and it is about these two kids, Margaret and Casey Brewer. Cassie? It's about Margaret and Casey Brewer, two young kids whose dad is going a little bit crazy, and he's spending most of his time in the basement. And then when he does come out of the basement, his whole personality is changing, the way he eats is changing, just everything about him is changing, and for the worse. That is a quick synopsis of what it's about. But I truly loved this book. In fact, I liked this book a little better than I did the actual episode of Goosebumps. Simply because of how hardcore the ending was to this book. Where the book ends with the dad, the real dad, getting the axe and whoosh, right into the guy's whole body, chops him up. Sounds like he's gay instead of coming out of the closet. It's the basement. That's funny. Stay out of the basement, kids. Oh, my drag queen stuff's down here. But, yeah, this is one of R.L. Stine's most top, scariest stories that he has wrote. What is my favorite part about this whole story, you ask? Well, my favorite part of the whole story has to be the part where he's trying to feed them the plant food. He has this really nasty, vile, green, plant-like food in a bowl, and he's wanting them to eat it. I think that's freaking insane. I thought that it was hardcore, especially with book and episode. So, yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite parts of this whole Stay Out of the Basement. What about you guys? What's your absolute favorite part of Stay Out of the Basement? My least favorite part about the whole thing, I would say my least favorite part would probably be, I guess, the dialogue. Just the simple dialogue, the way that they say things is just a little bit too cheesy, too kind of plainish. So I'd say that's probably the only downfall that I have of the book itself. But yeah, what do you guys think? Elmanuel says, yeah, I saw that episode at school. I pre-ordered Trick or Treat Studios Halloween Mask Haunted Mask 2. We got some really sad news about Trick or Treat Studios. Scholastics actually lost the rights to, or took away their rights to Goosebumps, so they will no longer be able to sell Goosebump products. I watched Goosebumps #1 Aussie fan video this morning, and that's what he had talked about it. I really wish that I could buy one of those masks, but I personally can't afford it at the moment. But I would have loved to have had one of those haunted masks. But let's see what Spook says. You got me in between my awareness streams. I did one for lung transplants. Plants, no pun intended. I'm doing one on the heart disease, then cancer. Then I'm done with my final hoorah. Join me after if you want. Okay. Wouldn't we all? But yeah, that's kind of some sad news. They don't really say why they pulled the plug on them. Mostly they're trying to move their Goosebumps products to spirithalloween.com. But personally, I always thought that Trick or Treat Studios did so much better on their haunted masks and costumes and stuff. But anyhow, back to the story. The episode. There is a lot of differences between the book and the episode. The book, one of the biggest difference of the book compared to the episode was the single fact that he kills the main monster at the end with an axe instead of using the plant, the weed killer in the episode, which I thought the axe was a little bit more hardcore. There is some other minor differences, like the name of the doctor was not Dr. Merrick. It was like Dr. Hold on. I have to back out of this just long enough to where I could see. Stay with me, people. I just want to get it right. Just want to get it right. Good. Oh, here's a fun fact. The Dutch episode, the Dutch adaptation of this episode, uh, maybe it was in the episodes listings. Dr. Martinez. It was Dr. Martinez in the book. The episode they call him Dr. Merrick. That was some of the differences. The rest of the differences are pretty minor, like the plant food that Dr. Brewer seen devouring with the screwed on lid and stuff like that. In the book, it was described as a medium sized bag of fertilizer. See, it's just little differences here and there, but mostly because of how the episode was. Get back to where I had it. There we go. But let me know what your guys' favorite part and least favorite part about this. Spirit Halloween is all I've ever known. Weed Killer is creative, ergo better. So you like the weed killing part better than the axe. Weed Killer is pretty badass. Like, think of it if she chose the wrong person, spraying her actual dad with a weed killer. That would be pretty horrifying. But yeah, that's another main difference. Instead of in the episode where he went, Princess, Princess, and that's how she knew, in the book, she cut him, and he was actually bleeding red blood. So that's how they told the difference. But other than that, there's really no big difference, and I just really love the story. The characters, I love Margaret. I think she is a really good character for Goosebumps. I used to have a huge crush on her whenever I first started watching Goosebumps, the episode. I used to have a pretty good, big crush on her for some reason. But, yeah, the characters, I thought their connection with her and her brother were great. I thought the actor that played the dad did an excellent job with that whole creepy factor. Didn't really talk too much about Dr. Martinez, so I didn't really get to Like, can't really say much about his character. Other than that, I just thought that the characters were really well. Um, the scariest scene in the whole episode was probably the whole worms deal, I would say. No, take it back. When she's in the basement and this plant thing opens up and it shows a face, a human face inside this plant thing. That to me was one of the most terrifying scenes I've ever seen in my life with the episode. Since we're talking about the episode was actually first aired January 27th of 1996. It was in season 1 and it was like episode 11 and 12 because it's a two-part episode. So, and yeah, I really loved this episode so much. But I'm going to tell you, before I get into some of the facts, I actually have a very special surprise courtesy of this website here. I'm about to bring you guys with me. So hold on just for a sec. Flip the camera around. We're going to check out the actual 1996 trailer for Stay Out of the Basement. Once again, shitty quality. So I'm sorry.
Stay out of the basement.
Why are leaves growing out of your head?
Because we're serving up a spectacular all-new 1-hour Goosebumps special. So eat your veggies before they eat you.
Plan that is part of the
Catch a bonus special all-new 1-hour Goosebumps Saturday on Fox Kids.
Well, that brings back some memories, don't it, guys? But yeah, I thought that the fact that they had the trailer on there was kind of really cool. But here's some facts about the episode. When Dr. Brewer leaves to take Miss Brewer to the airport, Casey appears to be playing a video game on the TV. Y'all remember that? However, the living room television actually shows a pixelated frame from Welcome to Camp Nightmare. If you listen closely, the music that this video game is playing is actually the Goosebumps theme. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And also, the only other really cool fact about the episode was that Rebecca Henderson, who played Margaret in that episode, also plays Karen in season 4's How I Got My Shrunken Head. Now, ain't that pretty badass? I did not know that was her. I did not. I've seen these episodes like countless times. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I got the VHS tape of Stay Out of the Basement, which once again has the classic book front cover. That's what the back of it kind of looks like. If y'all little kids have never seen what a VHS looks like, that's what it looks like right there. That was the shizness back in the day. And I thought it was so cool that it was drawn by T.R. Jacobus, because, you know, my name's Jacob, so I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, I have that. I have the DVD, but I'm not going to, like, dig in my closet and try to find it. So yeah, I'm being a little lazy for this episode. So let me see. Yeah, when you saw her, you dropped your pants. Oh, okay. For Graham, lol, you better say the name of that your might get copyright. I see you, Graham. Whoa! Yes, the dolls and clowns are coming for you. Let's see. Alfie says, I always thought the plant food the father plopped in her plate was cream spinach mixed with linguine pasta. Lol. You know, they probably did do that. Like, actually, I wonder if they actually got real plants to make that scene. I wonder if they actually used plants, mixed it up with, like, water, made it look like some kind of jello-ish kind of substance. Or maybe it was edible and they all shared it at the end of the episode. So, What do you guys think? Comment below and let me know what you think that green stuff was. Could also been monster blood. Woo! Look like plant or paint. I'll send you my copy sometimes, Graham. That's pretty much all I've got for this one. We're going to go on to some of the questions. Got our 10 cheesy questions for the episode. What is Dr. Brewer experiment on? Like, what's his experiment on? Number 2, and feel free to comment below whatever you feel. No wrong answers in the Z3KO Trinity show. What is Margaret's brother? Shit, these questions have got me all fucked up. What is Margaret's brother's name? They got Ezekiel as one of the answers. Who is away in Tuscan because she's having surgery? Who was tied with Dr. Brewer in the basement closet? What did Dr. Brewer call his children when he was offering them lunch? What was growing out of Dr. Brewer's head? Carrots. Who did Margaret's brother wanted to play frisbee with in the beginning of the story? At the end of the book, what color was the flower that claimed to be Margaret's father? That's a tough one for you guys. Number 9. Ow, he cried as the blank cut through his skin. What is the word? Exact quote, please. And I'll give you the options here. Option A is blade. Option B is knife. Option C is sword. And option D is finger. Ow, he cried as the finger cut through his skin. And number 10, what did Diane accuse, or Dana, or whatever, D-I-A-N-E. What did Diane accuse Dr. Brewer of being? So, yeah, have fun with that, guys. It's a little trivia. Does anybody else like to share anything? Personally, I was always terrified of this episode when I was a kid. The simple fact of just having a plant dad just kind of, or the way the dad was acting was really freaking me out when I was a kid. And I think one of the most terrifying scenes ever when I was a kid was the fact that at the end, all those little flowers were all like, I'm your father, I'm your father. For some reason, that freaked me out when I was a kid. I don't know. But yeah, my number one most terrified part of this whole episode was just seeing that human face when that pod opens up. I thought that was really well done on the director's part. But that's pretty much all I have for Stay Out of the Basement. One of his absolute best episodes of all time. What do you guys think? I love this episode, one of my most favorites. But thank you guys for joining. I know it's a pretty short episode. I've got a lot of stuff to do. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining. This has been Goosebumps Live. I'll see you guys next Friday. Skadooskus. Habadooskus.